What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Yark KJ, aka Young Sasuke, and we back with another video talking about this new 2K news that dropped. So before we really get into the news, I really want to talk about the 6'8" point guard situation. I already know that this is going to be very broken. We're going to go back to seeing 6'8" demigods. But there's nothing we can do already at this point. That's too late. The cover athlete wanted it, so that's what we're gonna get. It's not gonna work out. We're gonna be complaining about it in like a few months, but it is what it is. All right, so let's just hop into this news real quick. So let's hop into the pro stick changes. Holding the right stick down will make a jump shot. Holding it to the left or right will do the escape dribbles. Holding up will do signature sides up, and tapping in different directions will do the quick dribble moves. And tapping the right stick with sprint held will do the momentum dribbles. So let's just take a moment to talk about that. I feel like that's gonna be a much. They're just making dribbling a lot simpler. In 2K20, so that way they can make room to do more things down the line. Or maybe they might be doing more things than what is being told in that right there. And that would definitely improve dribbling a lot. I feel like that'll make dribbling a lot easier, and there'll be a lot of new things to learn about dribbling and get used to. And it'll probably put even a bit more of a skill gap in dribbling for 2K21 than it was on 2K20. Because basically 2K20, everyone was a dribble god because everyone could just sit there and spam the same moves. So let's hop into the next little bit. With this change, we've been able to greatly expand the dribble move arsenal and give you access to more moves and more intuitive control scheme. After a game or two, it will feel second nature and will have you breaking ankles in no time. Along with the remap, the moves themselves have been overhauled to be much more responsive and able and chainable. Oh, hold up. We gotta take a break right there. I like what I'm hearing. I haven't read this before. I'm reading this right here as we break it down together. I like that I'm hearing that we're gonna be able to chain these moves together a lot more, because there's so many times that you can see these moves in 2K20 where they look like they could be chained into really good moves. But you'll be stuck in the animation. There'll be no way to even cancel out of it, which was something I really wanted to see for this game, and that would definitely improve. And also, it sounds like they might be bringing ankle breakers back more commonly into the game. We're gonna have to wait and see. Street moves have been moved to a tap of the left trigger as well, so you won't be firing them off by accident when you're breaking down defenders in the park. And for the NBA sides, we added several new signatures like hardened dribble around the leg dribble, a new version of Kobe's dance, Durant's patented dribble Hezzy Cross. Another NBA legend, Nate Robinson, came in for motion capture this year and gave us some really unique moves that I'll leave for you to find as well. You can also perform size up dribbles on the move by holding pro stick up and using the left elbow to move your player in any direction. This is going to be something good, because that's something I feel like I complain about a lot, because I would try to do a spin move on the park and end up doing this weird like cross into the defender where they get the immediate steal, because since they're touching you, the ball just drops. So that is something that I'm happy to see fixed, and can't wait to see how it's going to actually be played in the next game, because if it actually works and all that, that'll be clutch, and that'll make it so much better to use. All right. You can choose from a list of 14 park and 36 unique NBA size ups. When you factor in all one-on-one size of packages and new customizable skate dribbles, there's really no limit to the types of combos you can pull off in NBA 2K21. Again, we're talking about comboing, which is something I really like to hear. This seems like a main focus of the dribbling, is that they're now able to now more comboable. That seems like something that's going to be a real major focus, and that's something I like to hear. That's something I really liked to do in NBA 2K20. So that's great to hear. I want to see more of that. Also, they keep talking about a whole bunch of new animations, which is something I really like, because a lot of the dribble animations in 2K20 was ass. Pure shit. Let's hope they fix that. Now, moving into shooting, dribble moves weren't the only thing that benefited from the Pro Stick upgrade. Jump shooting and finishing at the rim were points of emphasis as well. We really wanted to make scoring the ball a skill both from the perimeter and at the rim. So we brainstormed and prototyped a number of various shooting mechanics for this year's games. What we settled on was an idea conceptually similar to something we tried in 2K17, shot stick aiming. Aiming didn't really work that well in 2K17 because it was a bit buried, didn't have much skill built into it, and didn't give the user any feedback. We took those learnings and used them to create a better solution this time around for NBA 2K21. When you shoot with the Pro Stick, the shot meter changes from a targeting system, from a timing bar to a targeting system. So instead of trying to stop the shot meter when you reach the perfect release window, you just adjust the Pro Stick in real time to hit the center aim point. The target window resizes dynamically based on the player ability, shooting range, and how well the shot is contested, and can also shift to the left or right based on the shot degree of difficulty. Now, this seems like it adds a whole new layer to shooting, so maybe that could be an alternative if you don't like the new meter. Or maybe they might still have the ability to switch it back to the 2K20 or 2K19, whatever you want to call it, meter. It adds a new layer to the game, which is what I like to hear. Now, it won't really matter for me because I do plan on turning my bar off anyways, and I also shoot with the square button. So, it's going to be very much the same for me, but if you do shoot with the right stick, which I know people that do, this might be something better for y'all or maybe worse. We'll find out when the game releases. We're going to skip over that little stuff that's talking about like my career and other game modes and go back into the shooting where they really talk about it. You won't be penalized for using the entire shooting motion to find a sweet spot. In other words, you don't have to release when you're shooting with the Pro. You don't have to time your release when shooting with the Pro Stick. But if you want to take it to the next level and know your release, you can lock in your timing and aim by centering the Pro Stick or by tapping one of the triggers. When you reach the apex of the shot, then lock it. Then lock-in will be indicated by a brief flash on the shot meter. If you can time and aim well, you will give yourself the best chances at making the shot. Now, I don't know about that one, dog. Because then if you just get that whole jump shot, you don't even really have to time it to just aim your shot. Now, is it like saying you can't green a shot? Because if you just get that whole thing to get the green release, like, that's going to be a lot of time and a lot easier to time. But then again, it's going to be easier for the defense to get the close out. So it could be a win-loss situation. It's a 50-50 thing. We'll just have to wait to see how that plays out when the game comes. But it does sound like a kind of dope feature for people that shoot with the right stick. The aiming concept also applies to finishing, layouts, replicating the idea of having a good touch around the rim. As you're driving, you can still hold the Pro Stick in any direction and start a layup, but this year you want to quickly swing that stick to the center, moving the aiming stick to the center of the target. Aiming layups, well, can overcome shot contests and help you finish through contact. Personally, it has been hard for me to go back to the shot button after getting used to the Pro Stick shooting. And because shooting with the stick offers a bit more complexity than just holding In releasing a button, it also carries greater risk and reward. If you can master shooting with the Pro Stick, you'll have a higher ceiling for getting greens and making tough shots. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the shot method of choice for many competitive 2K players. But since I know some will ask, yes, there is going to be an option to disable shot aiming if you really want to go back to last year's controls. I'm just gonna say it again. Don't use shot meter. Maybe it could be the wave for 2K21. It sounds like it's definitely gonna be the wave for layups, because it sounds like in the paint they're gonna have it be a bit overpowered. As I do usually dunk and layup with the right stick, so that one will be something I will probably have to look into. And let's just jump into the next topic, because I don't know what to think about that one in the paint finishing. However, I do like the idea that they're trying to replicate finishing around the rim as much as they possibly can. On the shooting animation side, you can expect a plethora of new shot types, including Harden's unique 1 foot running fade away. And a quick note for all the park players, we've added over 40 new park jump shot landings for you to show off with when you hit from outside. Now let's just talk about that right there. That is what I'm talking about. I think we had the same one since, was it 2K17 when they were introduced? So for us to finally get new animations is gonna be so good. And it's gonna add a whole new layer to the game. 40 new animations, that's gonna be a lot. And that's gonna give us a lot more variety. Instead of seeing everybody using the same animations, we're probably gonna see a lot more different people using animations. I've seen a lot of good concepts for animations on TikTok. I'm going to assume that 2K probably took some of those ideas, because that's what they probably would do, because they were some really fire concepts. But I can't wait to see these new jump shot landings and use them in the game. That is one of the things I'm very excited for. On the defensive end, you can expect much stronger presence from bigs in the paint. Block targeting has improved, so it will be easier to send weak shots back, and we've loaded up more coverage for contact in the paint to slow down overpowered moves like last year's hop step layup. I don't think I have to do much talking about this one. In some cases, bigs were very strong last year. In other cases, I feel like guards needed more of a buff in the paint, because a lot of times in the paint as a guard, especially if a big is doing literally anything to you down there, even if you're there, they won't give you any contests. So I'm hoping these contests won't only just work for bigs, but it'll also work for guards too. But they're making it sound like it might just be because they're taller, they're getting them these better contests. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Now let's hop into this bad situation. Seemed like everybody was a big fan of how we redesigned the badge system last year with the ability to swap badges in and out as you upgrade. That's returning for NBA 2K21. Throughout the life of NBA 2K20, we collected telemetry data that gave us a detailed breakdown of what badges people were equipping for certain build types and which ones weren't being used as much. This was very useful for helping us to redesign and tune the badges for NBA 2K21. I think you'll find that more badges for NBA 2K21. I think you'll find that more badges will have a merit and fight for a spot in your badge loadout, giving you more effective tools to take over games in a more varied fashion. And here's some good news that I know the community will appreciate. We removed quick draw and put release speed back into the jump shot creator, so you don't gotta waste badge points on that. That is something I'm extremely happy to see. This is something really good for the community. I know nobody liked that quick draw nonsense, simply because it was just a waste of shooting badges, and it was like you would literally have to use 3 shooting badges. So finally got it back in the jump shot creator. We're going to definitely probably be having a lot more fun with that, especially because the beginning of the game was kind of very difficult to play because of how slow your jump shot was. Now that you can dictate the speed of your jump shot on your own, it's going to be a little bit more fun. So let's hop into the next part. Last year we introduced signature dribble styles, which gave Magic Johnson his unique upcourt waddle, Steve Nash finger licks, and a lot more. This upgrade has made its way onto the defensive end with signature defensive motion styles. Here's a list of players you can model your players moving after: Russell Westbrook, Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi, Patrick Beverly, Andre Iguodala, and Draymond Green. In addition to this, movement has undergone several refinements both with the ball and without to provide a more consistent, responsive feel on the sticks. As a player who really takes pride in defense, as I have a two-way ledger playmaker, also have a two-way sharp, I just like to make two-ways, I like to play defense. I'm very excited for the changes in defense, maybe because hopefully I'll be able to feel like I move more freely, because a lot of times in 2K21, it'll feel like I'm just being pulled around the court. I just 2K21, 2K20, it'll feel like I'm being pulled around the court, and I don't want that same feeling in NBA 2K21. And they closed with, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to all the gameplay engineers and producers, as well as the talent team at VC South who worked and are still working tirelessly to deliver the best game to date. The current gen versions of the NBA 2K21 are a great step forward for virtual hoops. And stay tuned in the coming months for the goodies we have in store for you with the next gen platform. The future is very bright for 2K fans, and you won't want to miss what we are cooking up. But until then, thanks so much to all of you for your ongoing support and feedback year in and year out. NBA 2K has always been a collaboration between the most passionate fans and dedicated developers in this industry, and we couldn't do what we do without you. Stay safe and stay healthy. We'll see you in the virtual streets. Signed, Mike Wing, NBA 2K Gameplay Director. Oh wait, why did I feel like I passed over the fact that the release date is on August 20th? The release date for the demo is August 24th. Stay tuned for that and get on your grind early. I'm out.
I got pain in my heart, I told you 100 times. But it's money, 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 money on my mind. Put a beam on the glizzy, don't get caught between the lines. Last nigga, we got busy, don't got hit between the eyes. Put my problems in the backwood and put it in the sky. Got your mans in his backwood, put it in the sky. I was taught to love my brothers and I hate the other side. Hate the other side.